Hello and welcome back to another episode of Riichi Mahjong. Today we're going to be playing in the Gold Room, a 4-player East game. And for you guys, it's only been a few days, but for me, it's been a long week. I just got back from my little vacation for Thanksgiving, and now I'm back to play some good solid Mahjong. And I'm going to be honest, I warmed up with some 3-player matches, and they were a bit obscene. Okay, looks like we're redrawing. Maybe I'll get to that later, but I got a lot of stories to tell. I got a lot of content to talk about. Anyway. First, we gotta get this feel over with. If you've never seen this game before, it's called Riichi Mahjong. The entire point in the game is to make 5 shapes in your hand. One of those shapes needs to be a pair. The other 4 shapes has to be runs or triplets in a suit. Once we get there, that takes 14 tiles. We only have 13 in our hand, so as soon as someone discards the last remaining tile we need, we can steal that tile from them along with the value of our hand from their score. The score's here in the middle, 25,000 to start. And there's a few other rules, but there'll be pop-ups throughout the video to try to help you guys understand as best as I can. Anyway. Let's take a look at what we got going on. Decent hand. Of course, we had that redraw, which was okay. I mean, the hand's looking mediocre at best both times, but yeah. Look, I got a lot of stuff to tell. The travels were great. I went back to my hometown to the south of France. Just kidding. I don't live in the south of France. I wish I lived in the south of France, but I went back to my hometown in another one of the U.S. states, unnamed U.S. states. And it was cold there in Thanksgiving, which happens. But it was a wonderful, no problem trip. And you know what? I got to play some Mahjong with my family. And they know I played Mahjong, but I've never, like, introduced the game to them. So, you know how it is with family. You gotta, like, teach them slowly. And it was so funny because, you know, my sister caught on pretty quick. And then my dad, who, you know, I thought would be pretty decent at the game, decided that he was I don't know what he was thinking. Decided that instead of, it was gonna be weird about it. He was just a weird guy. Okay, you know how when you line up your tiles, I don't know if you've ever played in person before, but you know there's 4 walls and you line up your tiles, you know, standing up, sort of like Scrabble if you ever played it, and so you can look at all of them. Okay, Riichi comes out, we're folding. But instead of just lining them up like a normal person, he'd rearrange them in this 3-dimensional shape, sort of like Stonehenge, okay? And I, for the life of me, I could not figure out how that made it any easier. But I guess it was easier for him. And then when he would get in tempai, the only way he would know that he was in tempai is he would basically like take the groups of 3 and like combine them together front to back, right? No, you can't even see the tiles anymore. It's front to back until he's like, okay, I got all my shapes together. And I'm sitting there like, you can't even see your shapes. How are you? and it's obvious. It's honestly so obvious when he's in tempai because he's got all of his shapes lined up. But you know, all my family was doing that. Like, I don't know what it is about like older people first learning how to play Mahjong, but like okay, I know I'm completely not trying it all with my hand, but let me get through my spiel. Okay, I'm like 3 away anyway. I got this evil door on my hand. It's never gonna come out. So like my mom also, like, she had picked up the game pretty fast, but she was also separating her hand into very visible shapes, like, you know, 3 3 2, so you can tell when they're in tempai. And for someone like, oh, I mean, a second chance, I mean, I could send it, but it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Like, what do you want me to do? Yeah, I'll have 1 shape, 2 shape, 3 shape, 4 shape. I guess I am 1 away, but the 1 is pretty generous. If I'm pair waiting and I gotta fulfill what? I gotta draw the 5? And like, I don't know if these tiles are safe at all. Oh, now I don't have a safe tile, so that's unfortunate. The 1's probably safe, right? Uh-oh. This is when the 1 deals in. Someone's thinking about calling the 1. Okay, 1 gets pawned. Opening up their hand, so that means they're chasing, I suppose, with, I don't know what. They're chasing with something. So that's a little spooky. The 9 doesn't need to be safe. Okay, I gotta use my context clues a little bit. 8's probably safe. Oh, please don't call it. You discard the 7 so early. It can't be. Someone else is thinking about calling the 8. Is there any other... I mean, I'm not really getting any vibes for safe tiles right now. I mean, 9 doesn't need to be safe. The 5, if I had one, is safe. Hopefully, I just don't need to worry about it and someone can discard a safe tile. 7? No. 4 is safe. Okay, 4 is safe to most of the people I'm worried about. I am a little concerned. I mean, Shimo on the right has their win condition, which is, you know, all fine and dandy. I don't know, guys. The 1? No, they could be waiting on the 1. The 9? I see some of the 8s. This 9? Let's try this 9. I mean, I'm not warmed up yet, okay? Yeah, I did play the 3-player Mahjong games, but I was not warmed up to, for this battle of wits right now. Okay, Sumo comes out. Get me out of this hand. It is a Mongon at least with the flash. Oh, and it's crazy. Turns out they weren't waiting for the north, but it's Riichi, Sumo, Pinfu, Dora. Not even a half flush, but it is just a Mongon in the dealer seat. So they're looking pretty. Anyway, I got some more stories to tell. Like, I was trying to impress my parents playing Mahjong. There was some pretty decent games. We ended up playing a lot because, there's a lot of spare time in Thanksgiving. And my sister was pretty dang good at the game, I will have to say. She ended up beating me twice out of the 4 games we played, which is, okay. But I'm not trying too hard. I'm letting my family win a little bit. That's my excuse. I'm letting them win. But I was pulling off some masterclass wall reading, because when you're a beginner, like, you can kind of tell, like, what they're up to in terms of their wall. So, like, they were reaching, and I'm like, I know exactly what you're waiting for. And then, like, I did it twice. I was like, I know you're waiting on, like, the 7-9, or, no, I guess it would be the 6-9. And it's just like, they'd be like, how do you know that? How do you know I'm waiting for that? And I'd correctly guess it. And I did it twice. And I explained it to them after them. And they were, little hedges. There's sort of things where it's just like, oh, you discard a 5. I'm not going to discard a 6, because, like, why else would you keep the 5? Stuff like that. And it's just like, they were absolutely in awe. We are one. We're technically not 1 away. We're sort of like 1 away. I'm going to ditch the 8. We never really need the 8. It's a bit interesting, right? Because obviously you have pure double sequence here, but you don't necessarily need the pure double sequence chance. It just can be, you need a pair somewhere. And we have the east, right? So technically we could open up our hand, but we're not going to. We could open up our hand. And what, we'd need a pair somewhere? It'd be pair waiting. I mean, I'm going to do this because, look, I'm in tempai. It's not the worst weight you've ever seen. And, like, this is just a quick and easy 2-Han situation. I gotta get my vocab back after taking a week-long break. I was a little worried that my skills would not be up to par because before I was going into break, I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm gonna put this on the thumbnail as well. My stats are obscene. Like 95 defense? Like, are we for real? I've been playing out of my mind, right? Speed, luck, everything's so goated right now. And I don't know if I can keep that intensity up coming back from a long break. I mean, I was hitting my groove a little bit. And so we'll see. I mean, I am also close to ranking up 900 out of 12,000. Or not 12,000, 1,200. If it was 12,000, it'd be so over for me. But I'm close. Like, you could see an expert 2-star hit your algorithm pretty soon. Oh, the 9. It's tough, but I'm going to send it. Please don't ron me. I'm down for a call. Okay, a pawn is not the call I kind of wanted. Now I'm going to have maybe some second looks, but I have, like, okay, it's one of those calls where it's like, what are they doing, right? Where's their win condition? I don't really know what it is. Obviously, with a 9, you can't go all simple. So they got to have something else in their hand. Now, it could just be a dragon, right? It could just be a dragon. It could be a flush. Worst case scenario. I mean, I'm not going to con it. I could con it. I'm not going to, though. Unfortunately, our weights are kind of, how do I say this? Doggy poo-poo. They're not very good. I have 5 of the 6 are both tiles that are going to be sitting in people's hands. Am I going to just deal into the the full flush? Okay, this is the last time. I've been a little too overzealous with, like, trying to stay in tempai recently. I mean, 3-player Mahjong is pretty forgiving. This could be a win condition, by the way. Send it. Are you going to call it on me? I know. Okay, pawn comes out. At least it's not a Ron. I was really worried about the Ron. I gave him a win condition. Okay, now actually no more dealing it. Now I actually think it's a fold. It's not worth, like this, for example. See, I see all the 1s. I see none of the 3s. Oh, but it's so easy to push. But at the same time, it's so bad. Okay, I'm pivoting a little bit because here's the deal. I can chi into this, like, 4, 5, 6, 6 with it, and I can pair weight. I can definitely pair it. It's a little bit better than just dealing in, I will say, because the 2 can deal in, and it would deal in probably the most painful way possible. We'll try the 7. I think 7's decently safe. Because it could be Red Dragon, 3 Dora, half flush, which is just like a Hanuman, and it's just gonna ruin my day, especially since I'm already in I guess I'm not in last, but I'm pretty much in last. Okay, we're waiting again, and I could just send it. Could just send it. I'm not going to, though. I'm not going to. I'm going to discard the 4. I am waiting on a few things. Okay, Sumo comes out. Let's see what they were waiting on. The 3. It was one. Was the 2 going to deal in? I want to see this. Is it? Yeah, it is a half flush. They weren't waiting on the 2, or were they? They could have done triple 2, 2, 3, 4. It would have been, they could have called it, but I weren't waiting on it. I'm happy how I played it, right? I don't think I ever would have been able to steal it away, by the way. Like, none of the tiles I needed came out, so it's not like I missed out on too much value there, and I played it safe, which was good. Anyway, I got a bunch of stuff written down on my desk, but I've kind of blown through a lot of it. Playing Mahjong, traveling home, tile organization, guessing weights. I mean, this just shows I'm out of practice for this whole recording videos things because oh, that's the Dora. That's okay. Get out of my hand. I thought I would spend much more time on talking about these things. I guess I can talk about things. I can ramble a bit more. I mean, everyone's down for a little rambling once in a while. I mean, what else are you guys tuning in for? The expert gameplay? You know, I used to say that as a joke, but now you know, like with these stats, some say I'm an expert gameplay. I mean, I am in expert rank. Okay, like you can't argue with the facts. Okay, the facts don't care about your feelings, and I know you guys all think that I'm worse than I am, but I'm kind of the GOAT at this game. We're gonna keep putting out some goated videos. I mean, I had some crazy games in the past, at least a week ago, right? I had, you know, the supercut I put out with the 0-point comeback. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was sort of a bittersweet moment because in one side I was like, this is gonna be fantastic content, but then I was a little sad because it's not like a commentary video, and I wish I had commentated over it, but you don't know, like you don't know when these things are going to happen. Oh, calling the 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I'm going to go for it actually. Like, I know this is ill-advised, but we have a lot of stuff going for us. We have obviously, when I say I'm going for the full flush. Okay, I'm going for a full flush. I have one shape here, 2 more shapes here, it's 3 shapes, it's 4 shapes here. Then we would be pair weighting at the worst, and these are decent tiles to have. Like, especially, let's say we draw a 4 or like a 3 or a 2 or whatever. Like, all these tiles would be good to have. And it looks like at least Toy in front of me does not really want the circle tile, so perhaps I can sneak in a win here. Now, unfortunately, Triple Dora Southwind has been called. Now, it's not a Yaku for them, so that means they are looking for some other Yaku in their hand, which is a little dubious. Now, it could be a half flush again, right? You always got to assume that. And I'm kind of thinking that might be the case, right? We are going to pawn this, by the way. We're going to pawn this. We're going to discard the 4. Hopefully it doesn't get run. It does pass. Now, the thing with the half flush is you kind of want to get rid of all your troublesome tiles. And I did the best I could. Okay, they ended up calling it, so they did have a Yaku. It was the Red Dragon, and it looks to be a half flush before all the animations popped up. Red Dragon, Triple Dora, half flush is a pretty monster hand. 7 Han gets them a Hanimon. They didn't even need the red 5 they had. And you know what? They're taking a big lead in this game. And unfortunately for me, as I was in the dealer seat, it means I'm in 4th place. But we got a bit of time to catch up. And by a bit of time, I mean 2 hands. It's tough. Tough break, I will say. Tough break. Good news is that this hand is not looking the worst. We got triple green dragons, which means we can open up our hand now. It's going to be a little bit difficult to reach 2nd place in this game, but 3rd place is definitely on the horizon. East should go here, I think. Okay. East should have gone, but I mean, look, you're going to be mad at me for dealing it. He would have got it anyway, okay? You can't be too mad at me. I'm never going to hold the East. It has not looking the best for opening up. I have to say, like, I mean, we're pairing up a few things. Let's get rid of the 8, I guess. Yeah, I mean, the 4-player Mahjong games, I have to say, much different beast. I mean, I'm kind of, you know, going crazy mode in 3-player Mahjong. For last game, and I might show it to you in a log, but there was a double Yakumon in my game. 13 weight, 13 orphans. Yeah, 13 weight, 13 orphans. And I looked through the log, and it's 13 weight, 13 orphans because he decided to turn down the sumo for 13 weight, 13 orphans, which is fine. That's what happens. Like, if you sumo 13 orphans, just turn it down and go for 13 weight. I mean, it's not too bad. That's kind of what You do. And the worst part is, the next time it came around, he sumoed 13 orphans again, which, you know, is a little bit easier with 13 weights. But, I mean, my point still stands. Like, how can a man get so lucky? So I was like, okay, this game's over. Turns out, a quick and easy Baimon in the dealer seat by yours truly overtakes him. Direct hit Baimon in the dealer seat in South 4. I guess it was South 3. South 3 overtakes him at the last moment. Imagine getting... I just want you guys to take a minute. Imagine getting... This is the pair, I think. Imagine getting a double Yakimon, 13 weight, 13 orphans, and still getting second place in the game. I don't know if I can come back from that. I'm going to be honest, guys. And I don't think he can come back to that either. Oh, we get max punished. You know what? It's just one of those things where I have to keep it, and I have to be sad about it. I mean, like, maybe I should have thought about that before I discarded the 6, but I needed a pair. I did need a pair. The bear can come. Now, I'm not the most upset about it because, of course, I can cheat things. And this doesn't need to be a Riichi. I mean, with the dragon, with the Dora, with the red 5, don't need a Riichi on this hand. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a chance to. The East one I gave them in the very beginning turns out to be our downfall with a Hanimon open hand. Or not a Hanimon, a Mangon. And this doesn't help me out as much as I want it to. East 4, last place. Maybe I can get a classic Kyle comeback that you guys have tuned in so far to watch many times. But I don't know, guys. I'm not a wizard, okay? I can't, you know, get these comebacks every single time. Now, haters will say I'm playing for the comebacks. Haters will say that. But what you guys don't know is that perhaps I've just had so much bad luck in my life that the good luck is coming out with my Mahjong gameplay. Haters are going to say that's not true, but I know that in my heart of hearts. Okay, we're going to open up our hand here. I mean, we're just in tempai. I don't know, like, it's not a smart decision. But we're 4,000 points. You know, it wasn't the smart decision. We should have stayed in Riichi here. But again, it's actually not East 4. I've been rewarded. I'm just opening up my hand here because I want to win in East 4 for the theatrics, okay? Like, you guys wouldn't understand, okay? You guys wouldn't understand. You guys are playing for wins. I'm playing for the content, okay? And that's a very different play style. Let's take a look at our friends here. Expert 3-star, Yakimon. Cool, cool, cool. What is this? Expert 3-star. I mean, I'm playing with the goats, I guess. I'm playing with actually the goats, okay? And don't let my 1-star fool you. I've got a better graph than all my competitors here. Someone is making noises in the game. You know, I've been thinking, I think I talked about this in another episode. I don't know if I want to bond my character. I really don't. I'm getting up there. I'm getting up there in the bond situation. That would have been helpful. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to go for the super weight. We're still just waiting on the 7. 7 can come out. We don't see a 5. And I mean, the 5 is a little dangerous from toy in front of me. I don't really know what they're up to. Red dragon, we can discard. Let's see. If we just get a white dragon in hand here, it would actually put us in a pretty good situation to try to overtake Kami in the last hand. We sumo as well, which doesn't actually matter. Yeah, sumo a white dragon hand. It is just white dragon, 1,100. It gets us a little bit easier because it turns out 4,400 points is a little bit harder to get than like 3,900. I mean, I don't know much about the scoring, which I had to do a bit of scoring at home recently, but I think I'd much rather be 2,600 points behind than 4,400 points behind going into East 4. I had to do a bit of scoring at home. Fortunately, this hand looks doggy poo-poo again. You know, I got this table out. I mean, I've been playing long enough where I think I know how to do the foo. If you guys don't know, if you only play online, like everything over 5 Han is easy to score. But anything below that is like you got to calculate these mini points, which basically just have to do with how many triplets you have. And you know, you have to use a table. So I was pulling up the table. I was calculating the foo. I guarantee I made 0 mistakes over the course of the entire time. Me when I lie. But no, I think I did a pretty decent job. So I know a bit about foo now, a bit more than before. Because usually when I'm playing in person, like there's always people at the tables that I'm playing with who go to tournaments all the time. And if you guys don't know about the tournament stuff, when you play in tournaments, basically as soon as you win, you lay down your hand and you immediately say the value of your hand, which is like insane to me because how are you gonna like do all that, especially when you have a Riichi and you reveal the Orador, and then as soon as you reveal the Orador, you gotta know the exact score, like it's instant, absolutely instant. So I'm sitting there in awe. So and I reveal my hand. I'm like, I haven't even calculated my score. Like I vaguely know the amount of Han, but I'm just looking at the smartest person at the table, being like, You know, I mean, you should know. You should know what my hand is by now. I mean, that's your job. You're that good at scoring. So, yeah, I was a bit of a slacker over all my in-person tournament. Okay, it turns out the game's over. It's a 4th place Andy for your boy. Unless something crazy happens. No, it's just a sumo. It's rough out here in the ranked jungle. It's unfortunate that I have to upload a 4th place, but I guess it's fitting because you gotta balance out the scales a little bit. You gotta balance it out. Minus 68 is actually not the worst. After playing a bunch of South games, minus 68 doesn't feel that bad. Okay, after every game I'm contractually obligated to showcase the log. Let's see how I did. You know, I've been playing it pretty okay, but after coming back from a long break, I don't know. I'm guessing B+. I don't think I got into A rank this game. C+. Okay, you know what? Maybe I deserve to lose. Why was it a C+? Dang. Okay, hold up, guys. Actually, insanely bad quality game today. I don't know what happened. Is this just the fold? This is probably just the fold. Okay, what's the problem with this hand so far? You want to discard the Dora right away. You can argue it. You can argue it. It thinks the Dora is safe. Oh, it wants to discard the Dora here. And you know what? I should have seen that. Because the Dora was actually discarded after the Riichi, and I did not realize that. I was so sure that the Dora was before the Riichi. That's on me. Okay, so this is the problem. It's going to want me to discard the Dora all the time, and I just don't. Okay, that's why there's a C there. Okay, we're just going to go one by one, okay? See what I did wrong. Okay, this hand, we got the 3 Norse. We get past the initial part, and does it like the call? I assume it likes the call. It hates the call. Why does it hate the call? I don't know. And because these weights are so terrible. I get it. Oh, wait. I see. So discarding the 5 here lets you wait on a bit more tiles. It lets you wait on the 3 and the 6 as opposed to the 5 and the 6. I can definitely see it. That's on me, guys. That's on me. I didn't actually look for all my weights. Okay, and then some other hands. C+ here. Why was this so bad? I feel like I played okay. Does it hate the call? Yeah, I get it. I'm behind. That's probably my one mistake. And then what? What's the problem here? I assume. Okay, that was a bad example. And then this last hand. It just hates the intro tiles. I mean, I get it. I guess I get it. I'm just not the GOAT as I thought I would. And then sumo. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that the game ended like that, but I mean, that's just how it works. Anyway, if you made this far, thanks so much for watching. I upload 4 times a week. Now I'm going to continue that going. Maybe it's going to improve my play a little bit. Feel free to like, subscribe if you want. I just recently hit 50 subscribers. Thank you all so much. I know if you watch the end of the video like this, you usually enjoy me more better than the most common viewer, the plebeians out there. So thank you very much if you stayed this far. I appreciate you all for subscribing. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next video.